to see you all, and thanks for visiting. Yes, I am Slava Makarov, one of World of Tanks inventors, father of tanks. And I am here by 10 years now. To be correct, 10 years will be in December. On 28th of December, good day to start working somewhere, because you start with party, good option. And here we plan to talk about different kind of product operations we have in our World of Tanks, World of Warship stories. And I'm talking not about technological partnerships or development partnerships. I will talk only about different kind of partnerships which have direct results and direct implementation in our products, and teach us something. And I plan to show you how our cooperations will grow, how our integration with different kind of media partners becomes deeper and bigger and have bigger efficiency. So totally we have like 40, 50 different kind of cooperation, but we focus on the biggest. So collaboration for us is big work usually, big investment, but at the same time we open a lot of new possibilities. Yes, we have sometimes direct monetization. In some cooperation which I plan to describe, it was just about money. We integrate with different brands and start direct sales of premium tanks from Warhammer, Sabaton, ships from different animation stories. Yeah, and through this, we increase awareness of our brand. It's, I think, very important. Any kind of story we have need to be loud enough and create a lot of visibility for product for audience which never heard about World of Tanks before, maybe. And some of this cooperation open for us long track for future. Some expand markets for us. Some just help us to bring new ideas and have in final unique content. For some of our cooperation, we not only just deliver content on base of something which we have before. We invent new kinds of content sometimes, like new 3D camouflages, new kind of in-game skills of tank crew. Some other stuff was invented as idea directly for a game, because we need to found method how to cooperate with this new brand and support specific of this brand inside the game. And it's some kind of fun here for team, because development of multiplayer online game by 10 years is, not always fun. I guarantee. I tried. And sometimes you are tired. You don't have something interesting and visible. And then we have Warhammer cooperation, and fans of Warhammer in team are absolutely happy. Metalheads in the team was super happy about Sabaton cooperation. Anime fans was happy about anime cooperation. And if you look on full picture of cooperation, we return to list. We cover so different kind of brands that we can make happy at least someone in our team, and make all work not so monotonous. Bring new entertainment not only for players but for a team at all. So, examples.
Kawaii! Kawaii! Kawaii!
Let's start with Asia, because, we go through history. Our Japanese office was, I think, the most proactive in searching of cooperation by a reason of Japanese business traditional practices. Almost all kind of Japanese business are based on that kind of integration. Okay, if you look on any kind of popular Japanese fighting game, okay, we have Geralt of Rivia in Soul Calibur. It's normal for Japanese market and for Japanese kind of mindset. By this reason, our office in Japan push us a lot to that kind of cooperation. And we have very big cooperation with anime series of Kills and Panzer, which was inspired a little bit by World of Tanks. So, we're working with Bandai Visual, and we did a lot of stuff. First of all, in the beginning, we didn't have a lot of functionality and tradition of design for that kind of integration. By this reason, we start with in-game mode, which was not directly implemented in the game, but fans of anime series can use this mode and have tanks in World of Tanks looking like tanks in anime series. We create a game tutorial for market in form of manga comics book. We did a lot of integration for offline events and expos. We support release of movie, and in Japanese culture, voice-over actors in anime series are important, and they was presented on all big events around World of Tanks, which take us additional attention from Japanese audience and help us to grow in Japan. I think it was a key decision which now help us to have the highest representation in Asia in Japan. We are not so successful in Korea. I'm exclude China, sorry. China is different story and different market. But through all other Asian countries, we are the most successful in Japan. And Japan is our key country for all region. And when we start to understood efficiency of this cooperation, we start to scale up. So we start to work with different other anime series. We start to work with Kunio Akawara, designer of super well-known Mobile Suit Gundam series, to design a new tank for World of Tanks Blitz. And it was our first experiment of cooperation around premium tank in World of Tanks at all. And then we try in-game event for World of Warships. And less than a year ago, we launched event with Halloween event with space battleships designed by designer of space battleship Yamata. So key thing here, we invent methodology, how it works, how we implement, what we get, how we cooperate, and then step by step start to scale up. We start with mod for a game and finish with in-game event with a tons of art and tons of collaboration. And when I start to review our story of relation with anime, I start thinking that there is opportunity to scale up. There is opportunity to search cooperation for different regions and with different kind of media stories. And we get Sabaton, one of well-known metal band from Scandinavia. And their songs are more or less always about war. So for their fans, World of Tanks cooperation was very native, and the same story for our own audience.
Tank, manned by the unique Sabaton crew with a band of Brothers Perk. Primo Victoria, the power of heavy metal. Primo Victoria!
And because we was much more experienced and well organized than in our first collaborations, we invent a lot of new ideas. We first time promoting a new vehicle in-game hunger. And now we did it all times. It became our standard idea how we promote any kind of new premiums. We create first time and we build technology for these unique crew icons names. We create unique perk icon. To be clear, this Metal Brotherhood work as other kind of skill. So skill is the same and works same way and can have cumulative effect with other kind of brotherhoods, but have a unique icon and crew description which make players feel that they get something unique as this metal crew. And as a result, Premier Victoria was in top 12 sold vehicles during the first week, and I think somewhere in top 10 for all time, which is incredibly big success, because basically tank was not super interesting for our audience. It was Swedish clone of Centurion, and nothing unique in this tank for a player, and they even cannot use this tank to train crew, because there was no medium tanks in Swedish line in top. So, and in the same time, we get incredibly high penetration into press of different kind. Why? Because it sounds crazy. It's, I think, the key feature here. It sounds crazy for people who are not deep inside our project and didn't understood. Computer game cooperate with Rock Band sounds unique, and for news, it's a good news to have some fun, and a lot of not gaming or metal press wrote about this just because it was unique event. And by the same reason, and we decide not to repeat this too often. Sometimes people ask me why we don't have other rock bands, Metallica, I don't know. It's because it becomes not unique. Every time when you go to cooperate with someone and invent new story, next time you need to invent new trick, which are completely different. Otherwise, you lose this efficiency of freshness. And by this reason, our next cooperation was with computer game, Valkyria Chronicles. I love video, you know. Some new things here. We first time try full multi-platform integration first, and at the same time we first time found a problem. Integration was very interested, but we first launched it in Asia where game is very popular, and found that for Japanese audience they was very happy, Asian audience was very happy. Our Australian audience, which use the same cluster, was super unhappy because for them it was too historical inaccurate, and we start to understood that here we have some kind of restriction. We didn't publish these tanks on other clusters and restrict this tank only for Asia. And here we found problem and start trying to solve it. We teach this lesson. And with integration of Warhammer, it was a little bit different.
Of the far future, there is only war. Bow down or perish. For my name is Makarov. The unique premium version of the KV-2. The same, but even more beautiful. Don't miss out. Fight for the Emperor.
When we start to discuss how we can cooperate with Games Workshop and Warhammer 40K, we start to understand that we can touch same problem with Valkyrie tanks. For our audience, direct use of tanks from Warhammer cannot work. For Blitz, yeah. Positioning of Blitz is not so serious about history, but for strong historical fans of World of Tanks in Russia and Europe, it's too much maybe. And what we did, we start to work about new technology, 3D camouflages. And we also add possibility to make camouflage historically accurate. So right now in client you can press a button and this KV-2 Valhalla Ragnarok tanks becomes normal KV-2, no difference. Historically accurate tank which seems very accurate because we switch off this 3D camouflage and we get new possibility. We invent new technology just to support this cooperation, but now we can use the same technology different ways. We can solve different kinds of crazy camo for guys who love crazy camo and didn't care about players who love historical accuracy because they can just switch off all of this. And also we teach ideas about unique tank crew and start understood that crew can be valued, tank crew, tank commander can be valued without even having premium tanks. Because some people was happy not about Sabaton tank, but about Sabaton crew. And we try next thing.
Superhero. You can hear the tribunes yell in all the languages of the world. Everything is set for the opening match, and it's man against tank. Cosa? Well, you have the final word, Captain.
Let's roll.
Roll out.
I want this movie, you know. On this summer, we release Italian tanks branch and want to make something really big. And in the same time, we have tank football mode because there was World Cup. So, and we invent idea how to bring these two stories together. So Buffon joined us as football commander, and we also use his original voiceover for tank football mode, and we create unique, to be clear, two unique in-game characters. So we have two of them. We have World of Tanks Buffon in uniform, and we have Football Buffon in football uniform. As a result, we gain two super huge promo campaigns, which get us some new European players. And at the same time, we return all cost of financial agreement with Buffon and cover a lot of costs of football mode integration and everything, which means that we get better financial results than souls of some premium tanks without any damage to balance or something, because in terms of balance, it's just a normal tank commander, just looking unique. So it was our first experience in sales of just visual customization, which was really big in terms of money. And in the same time, we again test new stuff. We test first time integration not with game or premium tanks, but with in-game mode and for World of Tanks. And we first time test integration of two parallel tracks, our invasion to Italy, launching an Italian branch, and the same time football, which formally are not somehow connected. But we create this bridge, which help us a lot, and we avoid, problems with World Cup, because usually attention of our audience are refocused to World Cups, and we losing online and money. But this time it was a little bit better, because with football mode, with Buffon, we get some football fans back, even in the moment of World Cup. Say, anyway, online goes down in time of matches, but more or less it was better than previous World Cup. So let's take a short overview. Collaboration are investment which help us to grow our technological and development knowledge and expertise, not only direct financial or marketing results. Through collaboration, we make unique crews, 3D camera, and representation tanks in hangar, and a lot of new ideas to standard design of World of Tanks. During our collaborations, we gained some profit, which was bigger than even our optimistic projection. And in the same time, some of our partners get more than enough money to be happy. We are growing our market and try to talk with different kind of audience, and we start to work with different kind of entertainment, which not only help us right now, but open for us new possibilities. Because next time when I start to discuss new potential collaboration, I have examples of successes, and it becomes easier and easier to talk, and we can pretend to collaborate with more and more valuable and important franchises. So I think in next 2 years, you see a lot of new, unpredictable, fun, and big. So let's go make some new friends. And thank you guys who helped me with this presentation. It was very important. I think we have some time for questions.
Well, because you're the latest speaker, we have a lot of time for questions, unless someone wants to go have some dinner or some other stuff.
Not about nerf and taps, please.
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Hello. How do you determine if you are allowed to update some tank with a unique 3D camouflage? Where is the crucial moment where you find out that the public doesn't accept it? Do you run a poll, or you react to some kind of a number of posts? For example, maybe if 20 people said that this camouflage sucks, or it somehow destroys the historical heritage of this tank, how many people? 20, 30, 40, 60? Or maybe somebody does a video about this tank, about its camouflage, that it spoils the experience?
Usually I'm decision maker here.
So how did you decide about Australia the last time?
There was not special decision. We decided to restrict us by cluster in Asia. Technically, we cannot publish not publish tank in Australia if he wants to go to Japan.
I don't get it. I didn't get it. If it goes to Japan?
Yeah. It's the same server. We cannot add tank for Japan only. Only for all APAC.
I see.
Yeah, so it's just technical restriction.
So you didn't add the tank at all?
We add tank to Asian cluster. I'm talking about Valkyria tanks.
Yeah.
Because we decide, okay, we can test it on APAC cluster. We don't predict how negative reaction can be in Australia or not.
I see.
Without testing on real audience, we didn't know. Okay. Now we know, and we now trying to do it different way. I mean, we stop use unique tanks and start use unique 3D camouflages, which can switch off.
Okay, thank you. Next question.
Hey Slava, thank you for sharing your thoughts today. I'm interested, which of the past collaborations was your favorite personally, and have you got any in the future that you really want to do?
Okay, I think for me, biggest story is Sabaton because it was my personal story. I just go to New York and talk with guys between the two shows, and we agreed to cooperate. So, my personal business development success. A lot of drinks. So, and you know, I love this story because this Sabaton team is so, how they are thinking is so wargaming. They also love military history. They trying to be, it sounds strange, but they trying to be historical accurate in their songs. They try to, one of ideas which was in my mind from the beginning of World of Tanks was to increase this interest to history, to military history. And they also have same idea. So I love these guys, and I hope it's not our last cooperation with them. About future, in 1 year, big story in 1 year. I cannot announce, but Next one, personal story by Slava Makarov, really big. And unpredictable for everyone.
Good, thank you. Some more? I love that part. I cannot announce, but by the way, you know, in 1 year there will be one story. Okay.
Hi, Slava. Do you have a limit of the number of collaborations you do each year? Is there a set limit to make sure that freshness isn't lost?
It's technical restriction. I mean, we cannot collaborate too much because we're trying to make every collaboration big and unique, and it means we need to spend our development resources here. And, you know, we cannot do too much.
What would it be? 1 a year, 2 a year?
There is no numbers here. I mean, it depends of how unique they are, how big they are, what kind of integration we have.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we have this list of ideas, we have this list of signed contracts, let's see what we can do next year on planning stage. And if we have some space for something really cool, okay, let's do it.
Great, thank you.
And you know, it's not like I have tons of options usually. If we're talking about really cool things, it's 1, 2, 3 great ideas, not a lot. Because we can go and sign everything, but it didn't work this way. And if you go through this list, all of these collaborations have something unique behind. And some reason why we need to collaborate here or there.